Hello, and welcome to the Rangru cast, me Rangru. Today we are doing a 4v4 on the new map, Bloody Ridge. On the Blufor side, we have Partizaan, Turgidson, PLF ElBubba, and John Doe. While on the Redfor side, we have Medan, Tommoscimmia, SirScorpion, and Griffor. So this is one of the new maps that have been added in the update. As you can see, in the middle it is pretty wide open, a few hills here and then. A couple forests for you to hide in. So I see a bit more forestry in most other maps. So it is quite nice. Quite a few towns in all the points. Some very big central hubs for infantry action. While on the flanks we have quite a few mountains that you can scale over with tanks and infantry. And good. I really like how Red Dragon is kind of having this bit more diverse in map design, as Airland Battle and the European escalation. It's all green grassland, and it got a little bit boring after a while. So seeing different climates and temperature in the new Red Dragon is pretty cool. Because as these more like mountainous, hilly maps have more open ground, but a lot more hills and mountains to conquer. So let's speed us up and get things going. Both sides deploying units. This is actually meant to be a 1v1 map, it says, but it seems a little bit too big for 1v1. And away we go. We got MiG-29s, Su-27Ms, and more MiG-29s. On the Blufor side, lots of F-15s and F-16 blocks, a Eurofighter Typhoon, a Phantom. They're going to be circling around, trying to keep skies clear. It seems like now, in a Red Dragon, there's no like MiG-23 MOD spam anymore. It's all about the really good interceptors. Like the high-end, mid-range, short-range interceptors like the F-15s and MiG-29s and Su-27s. They are the king of the skies now, especially Eurofighter. And not forget Eurofighter. Then we go and try and engage this helicopter attack. It's going to be going here. LG9's facing some short-range missiles. Only one gets shot down. And they do have Z9s in the back, which have little Stinger missiles to shoot down enemy helicopters. And they're going to be trying to get that, because they'll help particularly do that KV-107. They're going a little bit too close. Oh no. And they're going to get picked off. Yeah. It's going to be a complete disaster. Same for Griffor as well. He only has one Z9A left alive. You're going to be trying to land. And that KV, oh, it will live, as it does run out of ammunition. In the middle, we have a bunch of infantry, caging Bubba's infantry. They're going to be the flight forwards for us here. Light riflemen moving in, but we have a lot of infantry from Medan. Oh, bombing run from the Yak-38. That is going to bring in the Nate. I think they're going to have over here Blufor managing to capture in this central town here, with quite a few infantry using the territorials, which are the British reserves, the Daj army of Red Dragon. J87 going to be dropping a 1,000-pounder, and kaboom! Ouchie, ouchie, ouch. We do have more infantry coming in to capture the point. Now the Jaegers are trying to fight off this Li Jian, which is Li Jian. He's doing a really bloody good job. We have his sapper out here, keeping nice AA support. I don't think they will survive. These Jaegers aren't firing back, they don't actually have a line of sight. I think he's burning buildings and blocking at LRS. But his Li Jian use have napalm launchers, like Spetsnaz. But they have 12 rounds in the air, which is an awful lot. Does go down, and Turgidson have this area. We'd have more reinforcements from Griffor to try and capture a lot of infantry. A lot of infantry. KV-1. KV-107 using Skidowed minigun. I believe that's a C-Knight. Like that's South Korean's Japanese C-Knight. Little red dot. Now we have a bunch of Chinese reserve infantry, oh no, that's not reserve, they also have a recoilless rifle infantry. They have a recoilless rifle instead of an RPG, which is pretty awesome, because it's quite a long range. We have these two Jugglers, which are the North Korean reserves. They see they use PPSH 41s. Which are a pretty ancient weapon. They're doing a pretty good job clearing off these infantry now. BTR's moving up, but John Doe ain't having any of it. He has a really nice long-range defense with Bradley, and he's M728. You actually don't see these M728 Centauri AVR style, like, as siege tanks being used. But in this sort of, against his enemy, which is using mainly infantry, and in this open terrain, they would do absolutely brilliantly. You see this big, giant bleeding explosions. The only downside is they got nerfed from airline battle, where in airline battle they had 10 HE power, they only have 6 now, which is a little bit lackluster. On Napalm here, Bubba told them to lost part of the town if he has, he really needs more infantry desperately over here. He's bringing up some, maybe some sort of auto cannon unit, a grenade launch unit, something to stop his infantry from pouring in. Mining guys. Or an SU-25K, going to be dropping in a lot of 500 pounders or 500 kilograms, and boom! Doing a lot of damage to the helicopters and to the infantry. Very high place bombing on the air. Oh, we do have these. Oh, it's just a new, I believe it's a new North Korean or Chinese unit. Very interesting as it has a ATGM, a 14mm machine gun, TPT, and Strela AA missiles. And it's pretty much an all-in-one infantry transport. As it can kill infantry, kill tanks, and kill aircraft all at the same time. Bad news is that it's not really good at any of those. Very much in all the Jacket Trojans, the PFCB, all the British SNS. Now off top here, territorials fighting the Korean country, trying to get off the Jet Riders. Now there's just a lot more Jet Riders, so they're probably going to win. Battle of the Reserves over Battle of the Reserves. Partizaan are really looking for his name using these Partizaan style units. Both sides haven't really took advantage of these flanks. They already have flames coming from ElBubba. But yeah, taking advantage of these, because look at all this dead space over here you can just take advantage of and do some nice little movement or helicopter assaults to try and knock out Echo or Charlie or India or Kilo TVs. Gunship, oh, instant shot down. Have a little bit of crash fire into the trees. A nice bombing run there. The Jet Riders feeling the heat, or feeling the shrapnel in their faces. It's still pretty. The territorial is really holding on right now. But with an F1C, this is not going to look pretty. Boom, 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 boom. 8,000 kilogram bombs on our flank. You thought the old hard block man battles could that one is just absolutely killer. It would just devastate any and all, basically any living thing in its target radius. Now down bottom, Buck, Turgidson and Bubba are working together to control the bottom flank. Only one or two squads of Jet Riders are left alive. Okay, one squad now. There's some LAV coming in. There's some LAV style units, I believe these are Japanese or South Korean run. But it basically uses the same gun. Yeah, it's going to be nice and clear here. And he could counter attack if he wanted to, maybe. Or he might just shit back and just try to hold on to Delta. And is Griffor going to be bringing up anything else? And he's bringing up some tanks, some CTGs. So I believe those tank destroyer units that China gets. A recon one. A really nice gun, but not much armor. Artillery being fired. And yeah, it's going to be trying to get Jet Riders pretty inaccurate. Yeah, he's probably thought infantry was here. But they have moved on apart from that. And it does seem like SirScorpion will be able to have control over this town. Managed to knock out all the NATO infantry inside of it. Blufor infantry. And it's going to be a pretty good staging point if you ever want to move up into Echo. We have 2 Phantoms coming in with napalm bombs underneath the rings. And it is going to get very hot in here. Yeah, good old napalm. I like my infantry extra crispy, please. Mid, John Doe having his place very well secured. He really has an advantage of having his forest. And also his little tree line back here. I don't see Rai. Okay, I do see Rai. He hasn't taken this tree line here. There are 2 squads of Gaunt Stracklers here with 8 EGMs that can easily pop anything that pops into his tree line. Yeah, just both sides looking at runes, bringing up more reinforcements, bit of artillery play back and forth. With some CTGs coming up. Oh, we aren't going to be in a nice position. Yeah, CEV managing to son it with a good old bleeding big round. Yeah, these guys have a tremendously long range for tanks, like 2,450 meters. So they can hit further than normal tank cannons. And they're being very accurate with their shots. I mean, he's really making a good use of these underused siege tanks. And because these tanks are sort of lightly armoured, he is doing a bit of damage to him. His Navy SEALs a very nice recon unit, yeah. Just keeping the eyes. What artillery is he using? I want to see. Are you using M109s? M270, MLRS. Now the M270 now does suit cluster munitions. I believe this is the cluster munitions run. And yeah, cluster munitions are pretty powerful against tanks. But I believe it's very expensive to fire and buy. Is he gonna fire? Oh, I want to show you guys this. Yeah, there goes one. This round are going to be flying over. It's better content like a round view, like in Napoleon Wars. Like Total War Napoleon Wars, right? So your little cannon. All the big cannon going through. And yep, he has the clusters. He deploys right over the target and managing to get in those vehicles, yeah. You have his tank push here from Medan, or it isn't going too well for him and SirScorpion. They did get Nate. Is he going to try and push through? T-72 is going to die. Is it? Oh, it might. He's not going to get out of there. Yeah, he does get popped. But then Nate. J78's dropping a 1,000 pounder. 1,000 kilogram. Pounder just rose off the tongue of it. But he's actually a kilogram and a second run as well. And quite a few units in here. We do have a Charlie 2 in here. A good old British tank, very heavily armoured, very nice gun. It's a really good tank in general. One of my favourites to use now. SU-27PU going in. Oh, he gets a Charlie and another tank here. SU-27PU being an awesome plane as it has those TV guided KTA-29T ATGMs, which just, they rock. They are absolutely amazing at knocking out tanks, especially at this game. There's a lot less forest due to hiding, so your units are more exposed and seen by the enemy most of the time. So ATGM planes can fly in, keep good eyes on the enemy tanks before they reverse into the forest. They fly over enemy A, bada bing bada boom, your Su-27 is now dust. So yeah, ATGM planes been really good in this game now, especially against those super heavy tanks, as they still popped him absolute ease. Player 50 Akula. There's some nice ATGMs on the side of John Doe's and ElBubba's force. Oh, it's Stinger moving up and popping it. Have a ZT-85 moving right in. This is a Chinese tank. It's going to meet the STRV. And the STRV, having the fast firing gun, manages to shoot the ZT. MiG-23 MLs. The good old MiG spamming MiG being brought out to try and intercept some enemy planes. Find him right behind enemy AA. It's going after the Peace Rhine, which is a German F4 with 2 Maverick missiles and short range aims. Yeah, pretty good multi-road. And it still has a good old Vulcan, which makes it quite potent. Peace Rhine flying over, 2 ATGMs drop, gets a T-64 BVI, and he's gonna get out of there. Oh, it still has a bug, right, we can hear the smoke from like a mile away. So yeah, that's a hissing sound. I don't have a snake in my room. The full infantry push here. This M72A is going to be bugging out. Reversing slowly, not want to be any part of that. Oh, Spetsnaz VMF doing some sneaky peeky business around the bottom flank. Going to be going over the hills. We might encounter the Mistral, so. Does he spot anything? Yeah, he spots the VAB, but the VAB can't see him, and this is the VAB with the autocannon, making it pretty deadly against infantry. And see how he's hills, it's great to plop down rampage here, as something flies over, pop pop, and it's kind of like the Afghan war in the 80s. These maps really remind me of the Afghan war in the 80s, as using these hills for infantry and just ambush tactics is absolutely great, especially against aircraft. When you're all the way top here, your missile doesn't have much range, or it's quicker than the missile to hit the target, and you have more time to hit the target as you're higher up. You have an M1A1 hard Abrams being brought up, slightly better than the normal M1A1 Abrams. You have the newer ones being added. Unless you bring in 3 if I'm bleeding now. That's also here in the Echo. It's kind of a bit slow at the moment, but it's making pretty good progress. Good over M24 in position. We have reinforcements coming in, some MBT-70s, Gurkhas holding the line, good old Gurkhas. J8 is going to be dropping 1,000 kilograms, and we're going to see 2 very big booms. Wait, those are J5s, okay, those are on J7, J5s drop the napalm, and those are the sabres of the Dutch. I believe the F-86 Sabre. Up to A4, holding position. Centaurian AVRE, the brother to the M278. Basically the same thing, but I believe it's even slower, but it has more frontal armour. As As it's a good old British tank. Slow and steady wins the race. Now Redfor gaining some points as Blufor is in the lead for the longest time. Artillery being dropped. We have a gunship here. I believe this is the Canadian one with a CR780. Yeah, it's the Canadian one. I actually haven't seen this unit. It looks pretty neato. But it does get shot down by the Strela or Igla. Some sort of AA unit. We have a Apache longbow here with 16 Hellfire missiles. It's popping up any tanks that come up. And now this little tanker so from SirScorpion has been turned into rubble. I do use KM900s going over the mountains. Or just protecting the mountains. They haven't spotted the Spetsnaz yet, which are completely surrounded by NATO units. I wonder why he hasn't moved them up yet. He could maybe move them up through here, try to find a gap, sneak through, sneak by. There's Mr. I want to get a nice zoom in on him. Yeah. Good French man patch. I went onto the hill. These mountains really add a really cool street called advantage as well. They block line of sight and it's very CQC, taking advantage of the high ground and choke points in corners. And it's not as the even hills in Airland Battle where it's just like literally one ledge above, one ledge below, sort of like StarCraft, the way they did higher positions. But it's all this really weird rough terrain that you can move vehicles over. And it's just great for just taking advantage of blocking line of sight. And they had a great fun. The only downside is you don't get any camo advantage being on a hill. So if you have a recon unit nearby, or a recon helicopter, you can be pretty easily spotted if you're right at the summit. Right at the top. So you usually want to be in these lower areas where you're covered by the rock faces and these some more deeper areas for you to hide in. And planes can easily bomb you. Things are slowing down a little bit, I'm just going to speed them up. No real major assault here. Do have these rangers right behind enemy lines. Got a nice good view. He does see some MI-24s. He is actually seeing the reinforcements being brought up. So that is very advantageous. Artillery being fired. Later at 70%. Now Redfor are gonna have to do a push soon if they want to win, as it is looking pretty tight. I mean, Blufor do have Gulf and Delta pretty well secured, so there might be a push up here in the Echo. Dropping some napalm, getting those change righties. Those boots have been spotted. And there goes Tommoscimmia. Yeah, the Bus Ranger. I haven't seen this unit. It's Canadian, like attack Fury, like the American one. Having all trim miniguns. They kind of does some better helicopter options now. They still don't have a proper helicopter, I believe. I think they do, don't take my word on it. But they have better transport. It's not just the UH-1. They have a Bus Ranger and the one with the other AT rockets. And we have Soap moving up. ElBubba, Partizaan, Moving on to M2, M728, Challies. And they're going to be getting some good shots on the ZLFs here. It's ATGM Jeeps or ATGM DABs, DAB Copycat. This is China, I won't make any remarks. Yes, it's a slow but sure victory for Blufor at the moment. These Jeng-Drot-Cs going around the flank. Female North Korean sniper team using a Yugoslavian sniper rifle. I don't know how they got the Yugoslavian sniper rifle. SAS now going into the town, but that's a lot of reserves and more strategy. Might be pretty hard for them to. You might want to need to up first before they move in. Pretty good artillery here to try and suppress the enemy. Lots of arty actually. It's constant firing. With 3 Mi-24Vs moving up. It's quite a bit of AA here from the south rails, so we can guess how this goes. Not rail for the Mi-24s. Link 3 being brought up. Alpha is a pretty awesome British helicopter now. It does have anti-helicopter and anti-tank capabilities. We have this infantry or Humvee moving, empty Humvees, and we've got a light rifle moving up in the open. J5's going to be dropping in late. K's bringing a full load up, which is 500 kilograms. Howlers. Oh, you're going to good position. H5 is trying to look for any and all radar. But there is there's no radar AA rocks ever over here. Hampton dropping a bit of nade on this BTR soap, and that is going to go around for Griffor. And we have two Su-27PUs just ATGMing it up. These heavy tanks just boom, pop, pop, pop. That's such a good unit as Su-27s. Probably one of my favourite planes in the game, just the Su-27 line. It's just so good and it looks so sexy. And yet is going to be a GG for Blufor. Oh wait, no. It's 800 points. It's 800. Never mind, my bad. There's a lot of points, 800. Very long match. That's why I'm just speeding up at the moment because we all kind of know who's going to win. Well, the Mi-24 is being brought up, the very cheap 45-point North Korean ones. I'm going to move up, try and stop this assault the best I can. That's it, making a bit of progress. Stopping this on my Toso here. There's more stuff just being brought up. Echo, it's really close to the spawn point. So they can just bring out crap tons of stuff. Crap tons of units to defend. Bs and some ATGMs off. And the jet drivers moving in the open with those Red Army style assault into the forest, just trying to get any and all ground whatsoever. Vulcan's messing him up. Good old Vulcan minigun. Being absolutely deadly against helicopters, planes, and even infantry. But only at assault range. Longbow, trying to scout the TADUM. T9A's going to be greening up, being brought up to try and shoot them down. Without that, oh, he doesn't get out of there in time. His Z9A ones with the infrared are absolutely killer anti-helicopter units. Probably one of the best anti-helicopter units in the game. Just one more push here from Medan. I think we won't have enough time to see if he manages to get this HQ really fast. Yeah, it doesn't seem so. And that is going to be actually a good GG, yeah? A very good match, yeah? And Blufor just winning a match by just holding on to that point and managing to defend him quite well. And that's a pretty good first start-off of that map, Bloody Ridge. And that was a very, very, very bloody map. And yeah, lots of kills, yeah, lots of kills. Lots of people lost their lives, and that's all I have time for. This has been another Rangaroo cast. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.